And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your friend Sheep Loots. How you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful evening or daytime, whenever you're watching this, really. I just got done streaming over on Twitch. If you haven't been hanging out in the Twitch streams, you should definitely do that. It'll be in the description for sure. I've actually been streaming for longer than like an hour and a half. I know, I'm like a real streamer, a real boy. It's almost like I'm enjoying this gaming experience for once, which I know is kind of weird. Should I be wearing sunglasses at night inside a la Corey Hart? No. But I'm here and I'm feeling the vibe. I'm in my real Miami Vice era right now. I need like a Don Johnson suit, dude. Once GTA 6 comes out, I'll definitely be like posted up in like a leisure suit, sniffling a lot, you know. So we got a bunch of new cards in 2K24 my team, which if someone could let me know if in the last few videos I've been saying 23 my team, because I feel like I have, but I'm not 100% sure. So, you know, someone want to go check in on that for me, that would be pretty sick. So we got a couple new card drops since I made a video, so let's go ahead and start with those. We'll start with the summer standout ones. Now, these cards are actually kind of sick. Kind of going into the legendary path cards afterwards. We'll start with the summer standouts, though. These are all free and all grindable, and I believe they're going to be doing this once per week for the remainder of the season. And honestly, here's my thing, right? If they continue to do things like the summer standouts thing, because the summer standouts grind is already better than any grind that we had in 2K23. I stand firm on that. It's better than any grind that we had in 23 and a majority of grinds that we had in 22. I would say the only grind that might be better would be like the all-time spotlight stuff. Like those were really cool. But these are fantastic if they continue to provide us with easy and consistent cards to grind for. Kind of the main gripes with my team will kind of be nullified. Like I feel like this right here nullifies some of the, I don't know, kind of gripes with the aggressive monetization and the player market in general being gone. At least that's my own personal opinion. Okay. Now, I've gotten a good majority of these done, so we'll look at the completed agendas. First and foremost, where are they? Are they just gone? Okay. So first things first, we'll start with Jabari Smith. Jabari Smith is awesome. I'm going to go into each one of these cards individually, but the challenges are relatively easy, like 71 points with power forwards over multiplayer games, 2 games in a row with 3 Rockets players, get 1 block, 1 steal with a player in a game, you get him. And then there's the Emerald cards. Malachi Branham kind of sucks, but I'll talk about these guys in depth in a little bit. 5-3s with the Spurs player, which I actually have a really good Spurs player to use for that. Shout out to Jordan Walsh, who liked my tweet about him when I was reviewing the card. He liked it. Shout out to him, dude. Shout out to Alopecia. Isaiah Mobley, who I didn't even know Evan Mobley had a brother. Now, he's not really the greatest, but he's cool. You just got to get a double-double, so that's what's up. Now, honestly, it's kind of funny. The Sapphires are actually the most annoying out of all of these challenges. Like, you would think the Rubies would be the most annoying. Like, Sam Merrill's kind of annoying, having to, like, make 25 three-pointers over multiple multiplayer games. Win 8 games using 8, or win 5 games using 8 Cavs players. Like, it's kind of annoying because, like, how many teams do you have 8 players for at this stage? Probably not many. 27 points with Cavaliers player 2 times. Kind of annoying, but whatever. Cam Whitmore is actually really good. I haven't gotten him yet. I got to get dunks or whatever. Nah. But like 80 points with Kings players. There's not very many good Kings players, let me tell you. And then 8 blocks over multiple domination games. Yeah, there's absolutely no way I'm doing that. Like, I'm not playing domination, dude. And not to get 8 blocks for Max Christie, dude. 25 rebounds with centers over TTTTO or co-op. And you get Isaiah Jackson. He's actually kind of decent. He's just not really that big. That's kind of the issue, right? So the cards in general, though, are good. Let's talk about them in depth, right? Malachi Branham. He is 6'4", and honestly, his jump shot kind of sucks. His leaner is really good, though. Like, he has a really, really fire leaner. So we're going to be doing this in like a new format. If you followed me on Twitter, you've seen kind of the new format where I just list positives, negatives, and then like random stuff here. So Malachi Branham, positives. I mean, excellent leaner. Like, the leaner is fantastic. I was just using him on stream. You know, you want to go check that out? You should come hang out while I stream. I'll stream on YouTube. at some point. He's got the normal leaner. It's just like, it's really nice. It's actually better than his like actual jump shot. So that's a good thing that he has there. I mean, he's obviously a good 3-point shooter. The badge count's not great. He does have gold midi magician, and mid ranges are kind of OP this year. So the positives, not very many. I'll be honest, like, there's not very many positives. As far as the negatives go, I mean, his tendencies are pretty terrible. He doesn't have the best shooting badges or badge count in general. He can't really handle the rock. His defense is absolutely horrendous. And he's like kind of fast, I guess. And his name's Malachi, which I guess is pretty cool. If you're like a fan of Children of the Corn, I guess that's pretty tight. Isaiah Mobley. Isaiah Mobley is actually really solid. His jump shot's a little bit slow. That being said, it is the Kobe release with John Collins upper. The John Collins upper is kind of meh. He's a little bit small, 6'8", but he does have a 7'3" wingspan, which is pretty good. He's good for salary cap, which I'll talk about salary cap at the end of this video if you're curious about like a good way to kind of cheese it, right? Little bit small, but that being said, he does dunk the basketball. He can shoot if he's wide open. Pretty bad defender, but a pretty good rebounder for his size, relatively fast as well. I mean, honestly, 68 is pretty good at this stage. Badge count isn't terrible, but it's not great either. He's very aggressively okay, but he does only take up 700 salary in salary cap. So that's pretty good. Jordan Walsh, shout out to Jordan Walsh. Jordan Walsh is probably one of the best, if not the best, budget small forward in the game. Be willing to say my boy Matt Barnes is definitely up there too, but Jordan Walsh is really good. Excellent lockdown defender. The jump shot is hit or miss. It takes a little bit to get used to. He's just altogether really, really solid. Like, positives, excellent defender. One of the best defensive small forwards that you can get for free, certainly, and then for cheap as well. He can stretch the floor a little bit as well. He's not going to handle the rock, but you can definitely triangle cut with him with decent speed. You know, are there negatives? Sure. Does he look like a creative player? Yes. Yes, he does look like a creative player. Obviously. Now, there's other issues as well, like he's not handling the rock, you know. That being said, though, the hot zones are pretty bad. I mean, 74 foul tendency is annoying. He is going to foul as well, but you should definitely grind for this card, even if you have like a top tier squad. If you need him for like salary cap or anything that involves emeralds, he's worth it. Max Christie, I'll be honest, if there's one guy that you can skip, it's him. He's not all that great, and you have to get 8 blocks in domination. It's really not worth it. Isaiah Jackson is a really good defender. Think about like Beef Stew from like Detroit. That's kind of like a good indication of what he's going to be. He's going to be a lockdown defender. He's just a little bit small. He's not really stretching the floor at all. He's just, there's weaknesses. Keegan Murray's okay. His jump shot is really good. I mean, he's 6'8", so he's got decent height. Gold catch and shoot, gold corner specialist. If you're looking for like a small forward that's strictly just going to be a catch and shoot guy in the corner, honestly, he's pretty good. He's not bad. Jabari Smith is good, okay? Here's the issue with him. He has a 75 ball handle, but it feels so much lower than that for some reason. I mean, he's not the greatest defender, and he feels slower than a 68. And although the jump shot, there's a high release point, it's easy to green, it is slow, so it is a little bit easier to contest, but he can't rock post fades. He's still like a top tier power forward, though. Sam Merrill's okay. I mean, I don't know, kind of looks like Grussy. That being said, he's a sharpshooter. He can't play defense. He doesn't really move the ball, but he's okay. Cam Whitmore is fantastic. He is the apex budget small forward. I highly recommend going to pick him up. He is one of the most well-rounded cards in the entire game. He doesn't really excel particularly in anything, but he does everything pretty well, and he does rim run incredibly well. So there's that. If there's cards to focus on here, I would say Jordan Walsh, you want to grab him for sure, Jabari, and Cam Whitmore. Those are going to shore up 3 pretty important positions. You got a nice power forward right there. You got a nice small forward right here, and you got a starting small forward right here. Good to go. We got our legendary path cards today. I don't remember. Yeah, I think I touched on these guys. Pause. So we got our legendary path cards today. Darko Milicic kind of sucks. I mean, he's an okay interior defender, but that's about all he really has going for him. He can mash, but a lot of cards can do that. Damon Stoudemire, I mean, he's fast. I will say that he's like pretty decent for offline purposes. Like he can kind of cook the CPU. So if you're kind of going to go out of your way to play like triple threat or something like that, he's going to undoubtedly be faster than a vast majority of gold point guards that they match up. He is 5'10" though, but he does also have like Chris Paul dribble style. Like he's got good playmaking badges. He's a decent finisher. Like the Kispert release is good. Negatives, he's 5'10". He has horrific defensive stats. Like he's best used for offline situation, and you cannot give him range. So take that into consideration. My name is Jeff Green. Love that. I mean, it's Jeff Green, dude. Like Jeff Green's the same. He's going to be very proficient at attacking the rim. He's got decent size. He can't really shoot. He doesn't particularly excel at anything. And I mean, half the time you're just going to be wondering if he's still in the NBA, because that's what happens every time I play with Jeff Green. I'm like, is Jeff Green still in the league? Because this man is like the everlasting gobstopper of NBA role player careers. Because like every time I think he's out of the league, I see him signed to a new team. I just feel like he's been here forever. I feel like that's when I'm truly going to feel the inescapable feeling of death, is when Jeff Green finally retires. And he might already be retired, so I just don't want to think about it. Antonio McDyess. Shout out to Hoop to Baller on Twitter. I saw him say that Antonio McDyess can set screens and that's about it. And yeah, truer words really haven't been spoken in regards to my team this year, because that is literally all he's good for, is setting very effective screens. So I guess if you're trying to roll pick and rolls, cool, because that's really all he's going to bring you. Thaddeus Young. I like how we got Jeff Green and Thaddeus Young in one set. It's like the two combo forwards that like we get every year that everyone's just like confused as to why we get, but then uses. Thaddeus Young's okay. His stats are kind of bad though. Once again, just like Jeff Green, I feel like he doesn't particularly excel in anything. And there are actual weaknesses. Like this isn't Thaddeus Young for 2K20, you know. 68 3-pointer. I'm not sure what his release is like. He's got okay tendencies. Like badge count's not great. I think if he came standard with like catch and shoot and had a 72 3-pointer, like if he had like, let's just say silver catch and shoot and like bronze corner specialist and like bronze guard up, I think I might actually suggest using this card. But the fact that he comes with none of these things and he has a 68 3, I know it's only a 4% or 4-point difference, but it means a lot. It would make him more well-rounded, and I might actually suggest it. Quentin Richardson, I mean, we've been getting a bunch of these guys, like a bunch of glass cannon dudes, and really there's no reason to use him. I mean, he can create on the offensive end, and he's relatively cheap. Like, how much is he? 9,000. Jesus, why? Like, Thaddeus Young's 5,600. McDyess is 4,200. Jeff Green's, wow. Prices are crazy. Kevin Martin, I mean, he can create. Like he's actually decent. Obviously, he's a really, really good shooter. He's usually good early on. He's got like 93 stamina and stuff as well. He is a semi-decent passer. Like he's got 98 hands, so he shouldn't bobble the ball as much as like other people do. Now the negatives, he's trash defensively, like absolutely horrendous. Like Malachi Brown and bad. You can't give him limitless range, which is annoying. I was just talking about this on stream yesterday. For some reason, Kevin Martin and Wally Zerbiak, they never give them limitless, and I never understand why. Like, they're 3-point specialists. Like, why would you not give them limitless range? At least like silver. Like, at least make them like worthwhile. It's dumb. He does have a high 3-point tendency too, which I'll speak on that quickly. The 3-point tendency, it's an important tendency to look at, because the higher the 3-point tendency, the more aggressive the CPU is going to contest 3-pointers, and the closer they're going to play you up, right? It's been this way for years. So if you have a dude with a, let's say, 92 3-pointer, but then he has a 0 3-point tendency, you're going to be able to shoot quick catch and shoot threes a lot easier, because the CPU is not going to register that he's going to shoot. So obviously if they're playing, you know, on ball, they're going to contest it, but it's just kind of something to think about. So kind of an issue. And then he has no finishing badges, and he is 19,000. I just personally don't think he's worth that. Tyson Chandler's a good interior stopper. He's 16,000. He's a little bit slow, but he is going to be one of the bigger centers in the game. He is going to get dusted speed-wise by like a Giannis or like Nate Thurman, though. Something to think about. Brandon Jennings, dude, he's about 12,000. And honestly, Brandon Jennings is probably one of, if not the best budget point guard in the game. Budget is subjective, but 12,000. He's my starting point guard right now. I'm having so much fun with him. He's lightning fast, dude. He can actually shoot. He can dunk. He is so much fun. I love Brandon Jennings. Like, you guys know that I fuck with Brandon Jennings super hard. That's my boy. He has no defense. You can't give him limitless, which kind of sucks. He does have a higher three-point tendency, which is not cool. And he's got a 95 shot IQ, which doesn't mean anything. It's just like a stat that pisses me off. So, you know, he does have like gold, giant slayer, and slithery. And like, he's got float game, speed booster. He's fast. He's fun. Granger, he's just not worth 56,000. If you're going to spend that much on a Ruby small forward, go buy our test. DUI enthusiast Jason Kidd. Shout out to Jason Kidd. He is the best defensive point guard in the game. One of the top point guards in the game, period. You know, sneaky. He's sneaky fast too, honestly. Like, excellent defensive playmaking stats and badges. Like, there's not a whole lot wrong with this card. He has a slow jump shot. Obviously, he has a high DUI tendency. He is going to try to make advances on your teammates' wives, usually just role players. So that's going to cause some morale and chemistry issues, but he's good. He is very solid. I ran into him a few times online today, and he did cook me. Like, if you're someone who doesn't want to play on-ball defense, you grab Jason Kidd, right? Because Jason Kidd, you can let the CPU handle him. He's got excellent tendencies. Like, he is the best defensive point guard in the game for sure, and he probably will be the best defensive point guard in the game until we get like a Marcus Smart that plays like point guard or something of that nature, or like we already got a Stockton. He's not really that good. I think if you're looking for a defensive stopper, if you move your kind of offense through the shooting guard, honestly, Jason Kidd can facilitate too. He's actually really good. And then Dirk. Dirk is a tough one because I think certain people are going to thrive with Dirk, and then certain people are not going to thrive with him. So I personally think that if you're looking for a stretch big, and you're okay with your big being a little bit slower and being a liability on defense, it may be worth it to pick Dirk up. Now, that being said, I don't suggest picking up any of the lock-in cards. The reason I say that is because they're going to get outclassed so far. They've done a good job of power balancing thus far, but how long is that going to last? Like, how long until we get like a glitch to Kimbe? I'm sure it's not going to be that long. Just something to think about. Also, deal of the day is Michael Redd. He's 14,000, which is so expensive, dude. Like, this is not a deal of the day, 2K. Like, you're saving like 2,400 MT. Make the deal of the day better. As always, it's been your friend Sheep Ludes. Hey, let me know down in the comments if you like these kind of like card review and like help videos. I think I'm going to make a salary cap video tomorrow, so I'm going to dedicate like an entire video to salary cap. So let me know if you want that as well. Hey, man, I hope you guys have a good night, dude, for sure. Peace.